now you have a local contact.
Ready?
And,
all right, everyone, please come on down. Grab your coffee, grab a seat.
that's where we choose this.
Grab a seat. Come on in. Plenty of seats in the front. We don't want it to look bad on video, so we're going to fill this up, guys. Welcome to 1 Million Cups. Good morning. My name is Ron. I'm one of the organizers. In the back, you will find Shay. Shay, raise your hand, please. Shay is one of the organizers as well. Natalie, where are you hiding? Natalie is walking over there. David in the back corner. And somewhere in Kansas City, braving the cold weather, we have Nancy, who's also part of the teams standing out there. Just a quick note, this is our social media board. First of all, if you are not on Facebook and haven't liked our page yet, you need to go and do that, please. Our Twitter handle, as well as the Twitter handle for the organizers. So, let's make some noise in Orlando today about 1 Million Cups and continue that as well. This is the Twitter handle of the two presenters today, Complete the Pair and Lineage Roasting. So you'll hear a little bit more about their journey and what they're doing. Just a show of hand, who's here for the first time today? Yeah. So you're in the wrong place, I'm kidding. So let me tell you real quickly what this is all about. The premise behind 1 Million Cups is to help the community rally around entrepreneurs and help them to grow. So this is not Shark Tank, this is Guppy Tank. We're here to build, not to destroy. And so what we want from you is to just understand what their journey is, what they're telling you, how they're sharing that with you. And then it's a 6 minutes presentation, 20 minutes Q&A. We'll have a little bit of a break in between where you can do a little refill and coffee. And then afterwards, we can go ahead and continue with the second presenter. Again, this is by entrepreneurs, for entrepreneurs. And you'll hear a little bit more about other activities and opportunities that are for you guys within the community in Central Florida. And so without any further ado, I'm going to go ahead and let Complete the Pair come in and start and tell their story, and then we'll circle back and at the halfway point and touch base with you guys as well. Scott, you ready?
Ready. Hey everybody, good morning. My name is Scott Miller. I'm the co-founder of Complete the Pair. But before I get started, I'm going to pass around a sample of what we do, and I'm also going to pass around this bag. You guys have a business card and want to drop it in. At the end, we're going to give three free trials of our concept and draw those out the bag at the end. So if you don't have a business card, shame on you for not bringing a business card to the networking event. So you might have to miss out on that. So anyway, at any given time in your past, everyone has searched for an end where one may not have existed. So today I want to show you guys and share a revolutionary concept for captivating someone's attention, getting them to listen to you and hear what you have to say in such a way that you will never be forgotten. So I'm going to show you a quick video real quick, and then I'll share a little bit more after that.
So, after weeks of searching and qualifying, you found the perfect prospect. All you need now is a short face-to-face meeting to make this work. But after multiple calls, emails, and visits, you just can't seem to get your foot in the door. You need a way to stand out, a way to make it worth their while. With Complete the Pair, you're a shoo-in, literally. Here's how it works. Simply visit our website and place an order for a pair of brand new shoes. We'll send one shoe to your prospect and the other to you, both beautifully shrink-wrapped in clear plastic. Try to get that lost in a stack of mail. Attached to the prospect's shoe will be a unique code and instructions directing them to our website. Once the code is entered, they'll see a personal message inviting them to complete the pair simply by attending a short meeting with you. More than likely, they'll agree to it for two reasons. One is they'll be excited to meet with someone like you who creatively thinks outside the box. And the other is to support a great humanitarian cause. Because once the shoes are reconnected and returned to us, Complete the Pair will provide a free pair of shoes to a person in need through Souls for Souls, a charity that has distributed over 19 million pairs of shoes in over 130 countries around the world. When the cycle is complete, it becomes a fresh start for you and your new colleague, and a new beginning for a person in need. And don't worry, you won't be violating any gift acceptance policies. Nothing of value is left behind once the shoes are returned to our headquarters. Attracting attention while making a positive difference has never been easier. So, step up. Visit CompleteThePair.com and make an impression that goes further than ever thought possible.
Well, she shows up to the meeting, and she goes in and she's like, I'm just curious, what was it that made you accept my meeting? And the prospect said, you finally gave me a reason to engage. And that's powerful. I mean, that's really what we're all about. We're about really giving you an opportunity to get your message across. So, so I want to elaborate a little bit more on how you do that. We like to think of it this way. If Tom's Shoes and LinkedIn had a baby, they'd name it Complete the Pair. So you can see the LinkedIn thing by the video that you watched. I mean, actually, LinkedIn ties directly into your profile when you're sending shoes. And then, Tom's does what they do. So basically, what we do for salespeople is similar to what Tom's does for consumers. So, in other words, we're pairing salespeople and prospects, whereas Tom's Shoes is pairing consumers' feet with shoes. And every time that happens, a person in need gets a free pair of shoes. So that's kind of, in a nutshell, what we're all about. We've got a whole bunch of different ways and reasons that people use Complete the Pair. There's a whole bunch of stuff on here. There's a whole lot more. One example of that, or job seekers are using our product to deliver their resume in a really unique way. We talked about the salespeople. People are using it to send invitations to events. There's a whole bunch of reasons I can stand up here and tell you about statistically on why Complete the Pair works. There's a cause marketing element of what we do. 85% of Americans have a more positive image of a product or company when it supports the cause they care about. I'm not going to go through all of these in this 6-minute presentation, but there's tons of information on our website with statistics on why we work and the success rate of what people are having with our product. I'd also love to go through all the different features, how to set up your profile, how to upload your contacts, how everything works. Again, all of that's on our website. There's plenty more videos on how that works. Don't have time to go through all of those features right now because it's a really robust system. So that being said, I want to go back to really what matters the most, and that's that we're connecting you with whoever you want to make an impression on. And we're doing that in such a way you're never going to be forgotten. I want to really reiterate that part of it. And then, the second part of it is what we're doing for people in need. That picture right there is from a trip we took down to El Salvador, an orphanage down there distributed some shoes. We just did a local event a few months ago here in Orlando where we donated 450 pairs of shoes through Orlando Children's Church. We're doing these kind of things all over the country. We've got a local focus here. We're here and we want to support our local community, but it's bigger than that. So we've got a national reach. So what I want to ask from you guys today, really 3 main things. Try Complete the Pair. I mean, it's cheap. I mean, like I said, if you don't have someone in your database right now that you really want to make an impression on, then maybe Complete the Pair is not for you. But I would guess that there's at least one person in there worth spending $35 on, which includes shipping and this whole process and the dashboard that we work for. Then give us your feedback. We've come a long way with Complete the Pair. We think we have a really robust system. We're only 10 months into this thing, but we're getting some great feedback, but we're not perfect, so we're always looking to get better. And then share your success story after you use it with other people. That would be a huge thing for us. And to help you guys do that, in addition to the people who we're going to get some free trials here today, if you go to our website at the checkout process, use the promo code #MillionCups, and you'll get 10% off your first order, no matter how many pairs you buy. So that's a good discount for you. So that, in a nutshell, is who we are. I don't know how far we are into this, but that's my 6-minute overview. There's a whole lot more that we can tell you every time I want. Questions?
I'm guessing you're not into shoe manufacturing, so
No.
where are you sourcing those from?
These shoes are actually, right now, they're sourced from China. They're sourced from overseas. So we get the shoes built, bring them in, and then, they're distributed all over the world. Like I said, all our shoes go to Soles for Soles. Soles for Soles distributes, they keep half the shoe distributions within the U.S., and then the other 50% are going to other countries around the world. but they're all brand new shoes, and they're wearable shoes. I mean, I've got a pair of shoes on right here, not trying to be hokey about it, but these are real shoes. They're not some marketing piece. The shoes that are going through the mail that we're passing around here, those are the actual shoes that are getting done. Any other questions? Actually, my business partner, Goose Lopez Torres, right here, he's the one that actually came up with the idea. I mean, he was the sales guy. I mean, this was developed by salespeople. We got together, we've been friends for years, and had a lot of ideas that we were, that we've worked on in the past, but he's the one that conceived of the initial idea. Any other questions?
Have you thought about other items besides shoes?
Yes, great question. We had to come out of the gate and focus on one particular thing. Shoes are very relevant. There are 300 million children right now that don't have a pair of shoes. So in addition to preventing disease, children you can't even go to school without a pair of shoes, and that's even in third world countries. So that's a very relevant thing. But to answer your question, yeah, we've got some other things in the pipeline that'll be coming out in the next year or two.
How'd you arrive at that $35?
Couple reasons. One, we really wanted to keep the price at a point that is equal to or less than taking somebody to lunch. We did a lot of statistical data on what people are spending to get their foot in the door. I mean, there are some people that are spending thousands of dollars to get in front of one person. So we wanted to make this really affordable, and we wanted to make it so you could come in and order one pair. You can go in and sign up for an account for free, order one pair, ship one pair of shoes out, and we'll do that whole thing for you, and that's it. So there's no minimums. It's not like this is a campaign that you have to do. We're suggesting if you're going to do it, you're going to invest your time and money. Try 10. That's not a sales pitch, but it's like, don't use it as just that silver bullet approach. It's kind of like, are you going to send one postcard out and say, well, if this doesn't work, then postcards don't work. Well, it's that kind of same process.
I have two questions.
Sure.
Sort of going back to the made in China, great idea, by the way. And I could actually see this sort of becoming almost like a date thing. When I get kind of someone romantic, I don't know what you do that in a
Sure.
shoot, but do you know how to manufacture, where to manufacture? I do, since you are sort of helping develop a nation, I would hope that you would be sure that the product you made is fair trade.
Yes, and that's a great comment. It's a great question.
Yeah,
We're very
it's not
conscious.
making money.
No. I mean, it's a great question. It's something we were very conscious of when we were developing this. So, you've got all the child labor, the humanitarian aspects of that. So we chose, actually one of the major U.S. shoe manufacturers is building the shoe for us. And we were very, very conscious of making sure we know where these are built, what factories are being built in, and everything is on the up and up. So,
I would advertise that on your website.
okay,
But I didn't see
good
it on
point.
there. So that would be important for me. I wouldn't buy that shoe, even though I love the idea, unless I knew that it was fair trade. Wouldn't be made by a 4-year-old chain them somewhere.
Sure. Great feedback. Yes, sir.
Yeah, my customers are generally charitable people, so this would work. But they're also particular about what charity. How do I describe Soul for Souls?
Okay. Well, there's two things that we do. Souls for Souls is where all of our shoes go. And there are links on our site that take you directly to Souls for Souls, and actually videos that give an overview of who Souls for Souls are, who they are, and what they're all about. Secondly, we donate 5% of every sale to charity. That default charity right now is Souls for Souls. So even if you send this out, the pair's not completed, and people go, we did all this, and unless all of this happens, nothing's going to happen. No. Well, 5% of that sale is going to go back to Souls for Souls. It costs Souls for Souls, like a lot of charities, it costs them $1 to distribute a pair of shoes that they already have. So they need money as bad as they need product, like a lot of charities. So we're supporting them that way. To answer your question about how your particular customer could take advantage of that, with certain minimums right now, and it's right around 100 pairs, we'll actually let your customers direct that 5% donation to the charity of their choice, in addition to the shoes going to Souls for Souls.
Is this blue, that's sort of customer now? We've got a variety of.
Yeah, I mean, just because we're a startup, we had to start somewhere, and we couldn't have tons of colors, and that's going to happen. But again, if for larger customers, we can actually custom design a shoe.
That's what I was about to ask.
Yeah, we can do all of that.
So I was thinking at some point, you get a right business, like the shoe could be the business card.
Yes.
The equivalent, like, maybe almost like a NASCAR type thing. The brand is on the shoe.
Sure. And
Right now, that's your.
Yeah, this is
you can't afford it.
this is product number 1, basically, and then we'll be building from there. Yes.
Have you considered partnering with any 5K runs or, fitness walks, stuff like that? Because I'm working with a company kind of doing a super month. They're going to have moms from all over the country come in and just walk, just to celebrate moms and stuff like that. So are you doing any work with that?
And that's another great question, and it's a great market that has a big opportunity for us and tie in stuff like that. So, yeah, we're involved in a couple of those things right now. In fact, there's a charity that we're working with. It's called Girls on the Run that is hopefully going to, knock on wood, roll out a campaign. But what they do is they're all about promoting health for young girls around the country, and they raise money by doing all these 5Ks. So, in raising major donors or corporate sponsors, they're going to try to tie this in with a lot of the 5Ks that they're doing to raise money. So yeah, it's a great avenue for us. Any other questions?
Are they all running shoe sneakers?
Yeah, that's all that we're donating right now. So again, this is our one shoe right now, and these exact shoes that go through the mail when we get them back, those are what are allocated for donation to service
I'm thinking when you, not here, when you research museum level, something like the Smithsonian or something, start getting maybe a file with some company like Stacey Adams, get more designer type stuff. Because if I got a designer, one half of a shoe, Stacey Adams shoe in the mail, never mind, any shoe period, but like a really high quality, maybe a buck couple or something like that.
Exactly, like different from everything, and we believe in that. And we've got some things that could do that. I mean, literally, we didn't have a whole lot of overhead into this, and without getting into all the details on how we remain lean with our fulfillment process and how we stay really lean. It's not going to take a huge amount of sales for us to get there. We just got to do it. That's why we're here. That's why we need your voice to kind of spread the word, because we're really confident that once we do get one break, maybe it's a national customer or something like that, and the products go out, start to sell themselves, and then that viral nature starts to take hold, and then we can break even. So, I mean, we're not there yet, but we raised a little bit of money. We didn't raise a ton. We self-funded a little bit. We tried to hang on to as much equity as we could, but we sold a little bit of equity in order to, and so we owe those investors. We got an SBA loan, so we were able to accomplish that, and from our guys at BB&T, I think I saw that in there, so thank you, BB&T. So, we're getting there. We've got a small sales team. We started with a PR campaign to go out there and get some media exposure, which we did. Probably wasn't quite as successful as we had anticipated. And the flip side, we tried
results or certain places.
Just the approach, and we're not pointing fingers in any direction. It's just part of the game. We got a lot of media that was really interested in what we're doing, and a lot of, hey, talk to me in 6 months and tell me what you've done and what you're going to do. And I get that. So now we're in the process of having some success. We're going back to these media outlets. Now they're doing an article. We got a joint article coming out soon with us and Tom Shears. We got New York Times just interviewed us last week, did an interview over the course of 3 days, and so that's going to be coming out in the holiday time. So we're getting that traction. So we're trying to combine that with sales, which our product is being out there, being paraded around offices by whoever receives it or sends it. I mean, it's just everybody's like, it's pretty shoe, that kind of thing. So that's what we're kind of relying on.
Have you thought about partnering with companies that are focused on sales? So like, say, Paychecks or something, going to their organization, hey, we got this charity, your salespeople could use this shoe as a tool.
Yes, and really what we're focused on are bigger corporate accounts. I mean, we built our system where one person can use it, like I said, but really where the value is when a company like Paychecks comes in and goes, hey, like we've got an entire sales force that we think can implement this. We actually have a team option built into our system where you can have a sales manager and sub-users underneath, where each salesman only sees the activity of their particular prospects they're reaching out to, but the sales manager can see the activity of everything. Our system makes your dollars invested 100% measurable. So every time a shoe goes out, you get an email that it goes out. You have the tracking number. When someone enters that code, you get an email in real time. Hey, someone's registered. They can respond right within our system. When you log into your customer dashboard, you can see all this kind of stuff. So it's a very robust system, and able to you know, go off to these corporate accounts.
Hey, Scott, love what you're doing.
Thanks.
And, you know, big fan. A question for you.
Sure.
Yeah, back from kind of taking up the corporate hat on. Is this tax deductible?
Yes and no. It's not tax deductible from a charitable standpoint because technically we're making the donation. We're trying to figure out how we can make the donation, how you use our product, you're making the charitable donation, but right now we are, it's tax deductible from a marketing expense. I mean, when you're doing it that way, I mean, it's ultimately like, you know, we're really like another ad medium that you're using to you know, to reach out to, you know, whether you're spending money on postcards or whatever you're doing. So that's how it's tax deductible.
I got one for you, future. Dance studios. Rally shoes are not cheap.
Right.
Top shoes even. If I get a slipper in the mail, you know, from a studio or something like that becomes their business card or, you know, their equivalent.
Sure.
It would great certainly raise an eyebrow. If someone, you know, and I know at least 3 dance studios throughout Orlando that they're always looking for places and just, you know, either it's in the mail and something, what's a slipper with a card in, or a top shoe or the equivalent.
The sky's the limit. I mean, you.
And I think
it's like,
in terms of charities,
Yeah.
I don't know if Soul has done anything, again, like every mother wants their daughter to have recreational activity at some point, that to sponsor a dance studio in some facet, you know, to be appreciated to young girls or guys with that.
yeah, I mean, we're joking, like, we talk about phase 2, like what we're gonna come out with. We're already to phase 15 in our mind with products and ideas and stuff. And they're coming from guys like you that are coming up with these things, and we'll go back and talk about this, and we're like, God, and you know, but then we're trying to stay focused and, you know.
Yeah.
We're running out of time.
Go ahead.
One more question?
You.
Yeah, go ahead.
How many shoes have been sent out and how many actual connections to that made?
I'm sorry, how many have we sent out?
Yeah, how many shoes have been sent out and how many like actual meetings or first, you know, things have happened because of that?
We are in the midst of our first 10,000 pairs of shoes going out right now. So, and then there's a cycle that it takes from the time someone orders a pair of shoes, decides whether they're going to send it out, sends it out, then gets the meeting or phone call or whatever they want to do. There's a gap in time. So we're still kind of gathering those results because we're so new on the actual completed pairs. But I mean, the rate of the response rate is over 70%. So that's huge.
Do they report that back to you then after you make the meeting? Come back to you?
Everybody's kept in the loop on all the pairs that are complete. Absolutely.
So we're going to bring the presentation to a close, and they're here, by the way, so stay around, and you can absolutely connect with Scott and Goose and the rest of his team afterwards. But you've already had a few asks, you had a few things. What can we right now as a community do to help you and complete the pair?
I mean, honestly, if you know one person or 10 people, and you say, God, this would be perfect for that, this would be perfect for them. Or just try it and experience it, because there's no way to fully understand how cool this is and how well it works unless you try it. And it's not expensive. It's not a campaign commitment. It's $35, and I'm telling you, it's going to work for you. So that's what we're doing.
Right, so go ahead and do that real quick.
All right, so I'm going to pull these 3 out. I'm going to call your name, and then you can come find us later, or we'll email you.
So we want to make sure that we're thanking our partners. East End has been an amazing partner, giving us this beautiful space, giving us the chance to support these hyper-local businesses downstairs. So please go down. You're going to hear from Lineage next. Lineage donates our coffee every single week. It is amazing craft coffee. So after this is done, please go downstairs, buy a cup of coffee from Lineage, buy some juice, buy some bakery items, show East End that we really appreciate them bringing us in and hosting us like this. Also want to thank Rudy back there with Joycaster for live streaming this event for us. If you're not on the email list, find an organizer and say, here's my business card, put me on the email list, and you'll get that live stream link every single week. Also, a couple of opportunities for you to get Starter Studio is Orlando's first tech accelerator, and this is really exciting for our community's growth. Brian Wilson, will you raise your hand, please? Okay, if anybody has any questions on what a tech accelerator is or how it can help your tech business idea or your tech startup that's kind of still in early stages, please see Brian there accepting applications right now for new companies to come into the accelerator. It's extremely affordable, it's extremely aggressive, the program. You'll come out with a lot of growth. And we've got some alumni here too. Joshua Johnson, if you raise your hand, please. Joshua is a graduate of the first class of Starter Studio, so talk to him and just, pass that word along, and let's make sure that their program really gets filled up. Also, Startup Weekend is having a social entrepreneurship weekend. Where's Ron? What week?
March 28th, 29th, and 30th.
Okay,
At
so
Rollins.
this is really fun. I won't go into all of it, but Startup Weekend, if you have questions about that, I see Ron. You have the opportunity to just show up. You might have a skill, you might have a trade, you might just be curious. But show up to that weekend, participate in 52 hours? 54 hours. You're gonna form an organic team. You're gonna build a social enterprise that does good for society and does good for the bank account. And you're gonna kind of launch a business over the course of one weekend. Some amazing things happen. You will make amazing relationships. So talk to Ron about joining that. Two more things. Athena is it's an amazing program that is free for women business throughout the course of an entire year, and they will make sure that your business grows and that you get all of the information, coaching, mentoring you need to get to that next level. If you have questions about Athena, see Ron as well.
AthenaOrlando.com, the application closes at the end of the month. It's only $100 to apply, by the way, but it's an amazing one-year-long program for women only.
And then lastly, Lean Startup Machine is coming to Orlando, and that is the weekend of May 17th. So mark that down. LeanStartup.com.
LeanStartupMachine.com.
LeanStartupMachine.com. It's a similar idea to Startup Weekend, but kind of their unique value proposition is that they are going to help you mitigate risk right out of the gate, because you have to go out, you have to leave the weekend event, you have to go out to the community, and you have to get market validation immediately before you're allowed to go further with your idea. So that's a great resource for our community. All right, grab some coffee? No coffee? We might be out of coffee.
We're out of coffee. Which is a great thing, by the way, because if you want more, they'll tell you where to get the next one. So,
So are we just rolling into Lineage then, no break?
they want to take a quick break.
Grab
That's fine.
coffee and.
We're out of coffee, but up to you guys.
Never mind.
All right, we'll take a 2-minute break, so if you need a restroom order, you can go downstairs. 3 minutes.
should definitely stop by and grab a coffee. Lineage Roasting, what we are is a craft coffee roasting company. Can you go to the next slide, John? Or Rob? Cool. All right, thanks, guys. So what makes us craft coffee? I did this presentation before, and it was really cool. But I gotta say that a lot of times I get along like with entrepreneurs, and I get in a room full of entrepreneurs, and I want to just talk about business. And to be honest, I don't know that much about business. I know coffee. It's what I do, and at the first available opportunity, I'm going to be bringing on other people to handle that. Just because I want to roast coffee, and I want to focus on that. You know, I think it's a lot of times you can get lost in the weeds. So, what makes us craft is putting thought into each and every batch that we roast. So, and not being scared to trash coffee that doesn't go perfectly right. We cup every batch of coffee that we roast, which is a way of kind of critiquing the roast and saying how it went. And if it doesn't go perfect, then we trash it. And we've lost hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pounds to just waste that wasn't done right. And we compost it, but yeah, if it doesn't go right, we want to only serve the best. So we focus on higher point coffees, just like wine. Coffee has a point scale, which is a scale up to 100 points. And we try to only serve coffees over 90 points, which is really, really hard to do, especially when you try to be as strict on some of the fair trade pricing and organic certifications as we do. However, I will tell you that we can't sell a coffee that is quote unquote organic because our roaster is not certified organic. Kind of a little loophole there. But anyways, putting thought into each and every batch we roast with the intention of bringing each bean's personality to life. I have to watch because a lot of times I'll come off overpowering how passionate I am about coffee. It's one of those things that, you know, people have been so passionate about wine. You have these enthusiasts and sommeliers who have been enjoying wine and all the nuances that it has to offer. But coffee is kind of new on the scene, and the same way that beer kind of swept the country about 5 years ago, 10 years ago. I was actually working in the craft brewing industry a little bit then. Coffee is kind of making this move as well, coming from New York in the Northeast, and then over in San Francisco, Seattle in the Northwest. And then gradually it sneaks down and eventually makes its way to Florida. So hopefully we like to think that we're on kind of that front line here in Orlando. And a lot of the challenge with that is getting people to understand that there's more to a cup of coffee than just an over-roasted, bitter, black cup of coffee. But there really are these flavors that we describe. And when you come down to our bar, a lot of times we'll try to explain things to you. And one of the other challenges is trying to be personable while we're doing that, where it's not overwhelming, but we try to do it with a smile to not be condescending or anything like that. So, not suffocating the inherent flavors with a dark roast, but celebrating the differences. I've had like a washed Ethiopian coffee from the Yirgacheffe region in Ethiopia, and it's like light and it's floral, delicate, it's amazing. All the way to like the coffee from Brazil that maybe whole natural process. I'll get into that. But it's like heavy and it's nutty, low acidity. And so it's really cool that even if you don't necessarily like coffees, you can appreciate some of the differences of styles. Next slide, please. Things that we take into account when we're buying coffee from the farm and when we're trying to figure out a roast that's going to best suit that coffee. Origin, micro lot, for example. Micro lot means it's from a single family farm. So let's say that you're a farmer in Colombia and you oftentimes don't have a way of getting your amazing coffee to America. So what you're going to do is you're going to sell it to a cooperative who's going to blend it in with a bunch of crummy lots, and then you're only going to taste the crummy lots in the coffee. So what we try to do is find those amazing 90-point coffees before they get blended into this big mash tun tank. So anyways, the example, and I was just kind of giving you this, Kenya is like really juicy. They do 72-hour fermentation on the beans in Kenya. And it gives them this really acidic, really amazing, like wine-like flavor. And then I use the example of the nuttiness of that Brazil. Processing methods, about 4 different processing methods. I'll only hit on 2 really. Wet processing, so coffee is not a bean at all. You know, we hear it called a bean. It's not a legume. It grows in the pit of a cherry. So what they do is they have to get that bean from the cherry, get it down to the right moisture content where it's ready to be roasted and shipped previously. So what they do is wet processing is a way that they'll pull the coffee cherry from the tree, and they'll immediately strip the skin of the fruit, remove that sticky, juicy mucilage, it's called, and then they'll put the beans in tanks of water to ferment. Anywhere from 24 hours up to 72 hours, depending on where in the world you're at. Latin America will typically do a standard 24-hour fermentation, whereas parts of Kenya, Ethiopia, they'll go towards like 72-hour. And during that fermentation, the less dense beans are rising to the top, we'll scrape them off, and those are commodity cheap coffee. The good beans sink to the bottom, and we know they're good because they're dense. They have enough density to sink, which tells us they have the time that it takes to become dense. It also takes that time to develop complex flavors. And then dry processing is actually the coffee cherries pulled from the tree, and they put these cherries on raised beds, kind of with a vent flowing through them. And what that will do is the air circulation will dry up the coffee cherry, and it'll prune up around the bean. Oftentimes, this will produce a heavy body, a low acidity in the cup. So when we roast a natural process, we'll approach it totally different than we'll approach a wet process. Washed coffee, a lot of times, we're looking to highlight the acidity. We want that acidity in the cup. It's what kind of gives you that lingering sweetness as you swallow the coffee, kind of multi-dimensional. Whereas a dry processed coffee, maybe we want to just make it really bold in your face with like the nuttiness, or a dry process from Ethiopia is super like blueberry, really rich, really different coffees though. Moisture content. So I actually had in my slide, and you got deleted, even more nerdy, moisture content. This is super in-depth stuff that you guys probably don't care about, but basically moisture content. Moisture content can affect the way we want to roast a coffee. For example, do we want to fly through the roast really fast, or do we want to take a little more time to dry out the coffee? Coffee, when it's shipped to America, because we don't grow any here in the States except for Hawaii, they do. Also Puerto Rico can grow some, but anyways, moisture content. Basically, coffee shipped between 9 and 13% moisture, and what we do during the roasting process is we want to dry out the coffee before we begin to actually roast it. So the drying phase is really the initial phase of the coffee roasting. Coffee roasting process takes anywhere from about 8 minutes up to 20 minutes, depending on how you want to roast it, what you want to do with the coffee. Next slide, please. The way we roast. So I wrote this sentence, which I thought was kind of a cool way to sum it up. Roasting is a bell curve of correlating times that need to match temperatures, that when they are perfectly timed and perfectly in sync, it can create a really beautiful, complex cup that I call a symphony. It is really cool, and that is a really just kind of geeky way to describe it, but we all, and I asked every member of our team, do you remember that first cup of coffee that you had that kind of took coffee from this dull, lifeless thing to something you could really get excited about? Because in my opinion, I don't want to have anybody working with me that isn't passionate the same way I am about our product, because at the end of the day, whether you're serving an awesome cup of coffee or not, if you're not passionate about it, then it's hard to relay that passion onto the customer. I read a book one time called Blue Like Jazz, and this book, the author, Donald Miller, says, I used to hate jazz music until I watched somebody else love jazz music, and a lot of times we'll be more willing to try new things when we come to it with a passion and a love for what we do. So you'll never walk up to our bar and see somebody who's not excited to be at work, who's not excited to just be a part of something that's new and kind of on the cutting edge here in Orlando. So we do appreciate you guys who have bought cups of coffee from us in the past. We hope that you'll come and try new cups. And a lot of it's being willing to try coffee black in a way that you've never had it before. And a lot of times we'll just brew 2 cups of coffee so that you can kind of have a way of measuring the 2 different coffees. So conductive heating is one way of roasting the coffee. Coffee is roasted in a drum, not like in the oven at 400 and a static temperature for 12 minutes. It's actually put in a drum that's rotating at about 65 rotations a minute. And conductive heating is the actual contact of the beans with other beans and the beans on the roasting drum. A lot of times the ovens at home will use just conductive heating. And you'll notice if you've ever baked a pie that when you have convective heating in that oven as well, your pies will bake in a lot less time. It's the same concept with coffee. We want to use convective heating, the air flowing through the drum. And one of the things as a craft roaster we really take into account with that moisture content is how much do we want to dry it, and that convection will actually control how much moisture we take away or add to the coffee. So yeah, those are the 2 big types of heating that we're using during roasting. And at different points in the roast, we want to change the airflow, as well as maybe at the beginning we want to really shoot up and we're rising 40 degrees a minute. And then towards the end, maybe we only want to rise 10 degrees a minute or 5 degrees a minute. A lot of times we approach our espressos that way, where we'll slow up the roast, and what that does is by drawing it out, not necessarily just to roast darker, but we can dull some of the acidity that we don't want if we're pulling a shot of espresso, let's say. And so a lot of times we'll adjust our airflow and our roasting time according to that. So I think that's all the slides I've got. I'll open it up. Last time we actually got a lot of questions, which was really cool. Thank you guys for being interactive.
I highly recommend it. I except for espresso, I've never liked
Thank you so much for that. I do all the roasting personally. I like it that way. I want to keep it that way, just because I am, I met was working up in Olympia, Washington with the Roaster of the Year for 2013, amazing guy. And he ran this pretty big business, and I so respected the way that rather than going towards working on the business rather than in the business, he stayed really focused on what his passion was, which was roasting coffee. So I would always like to be roasting, or at least have a strong hand in the roasting process. And now as a grinder, so we do grind coffee on the spot downstairs. We use, this is really in depth, but it's a certified cupping grinder, which means that it's very specific with the grind size. So when you run coffee through a grinder, a lot of times you need to have an even particle size. Otherwise, you'll have some grinds that are really fine, like flour, and those will get over extracted, and then you'll have coffee that's like whole bean still in like a blade grinder, just chops it. And when it's like that, that's my sign. And when you have it like that, when it's uneven particle size, you'll get this really kind of the cup of coffee will be over extracted and bitter while still tasting like it's under extracted and just hollow. So yeah, we do have a grinder downstairs that we use to grind the coffee when you order a cup. We have everything pre-measured in those little small mason jars, and as soon as you order it, we dump that down. Those are all measured to the 10th of a gram, which is really inconvenient and cumbersome, but it's worth it. But we never sell bags of coffee that are brown. The reason is because we put so much effort into getting the coffee in those bags whole bean, fresh. We never sell bags older than 48 hours off roast. And the problem is that if we grind up a whole bag in our grinder, it'll first of all knock our grinder out of calibration, out of how specific it is. And then second of all, you'll get home and you'll be disappointed 5 days later when the coffee's become stale because it's brown. So that's the hard thing with coffee. It doesn't actually maintain the flavor any longer than 20 minutes after it's roasted, or brown, I'm sorry. So yeah, that's how specific it is. Tight window. Yes, ma'am?
What's the ultimate vision for your business? Like, what are you hoping to, where are you hoping to be?
Yeah. Yeah, and I actually didn't hit on the tail end. We are doing wholesale now. So we are in a few restaurants. We're in Ravenous Pig, Castle Martyr, Smiling Bison, Rusty Spoon. We're in a few others. But those are a few that are kind of in this area. And what I see our business growing to is a couple other storefronts. We will have a standalone brick and mortar at some point. I'd like to say that we would have that next year. I always want to keep this location here. I love being here. Such a cool community here. And we opened this with the intention of saying, let's just have a showcase of our coffee. That's why we don't do lattes. We don't do espresso drinks at all downstairs. Because my thoughts were, you can go to Starbucks and get your latte and it's a milk-based drink, and you a lot of times won't even taste the coffee that's in that. But in my mind, I wanted to just introduce people to black coffee and see the transition of our customers now from the first time they walked in to let me get a grande, double shot, vanilla, caramel latte, to now it's like, let me get a Chemex of the Ethiopian Yirgacheffe dry process. And it's so cool because I opened with this intention. And now to actually see customers supporting and pushing us, to where they stand behind us and now they understand it. I believe that when we open up a standalone brick and mortar where we do those milk-based drinks, people will understand that we come to it with the same passion, the same integrity and the same vision that we came to our drip coffee downstairs with. So a lot of times, people who don't get it might just say, well, you only do drip coffee, forget it. Or people come to it open-minded and say, man, this is the best cup of coffee. I couldn't have it black before, but I only want to drink your coffee black. We do have organic half and half and raw sugar, but we won't judge you if you use it. Yes, sir.
There are some models out there that actually deliver coffee through a subscription model. Every month, deliver a craft coffee, something like that.
Yeah.
Which might be a really nice way to scale it out at a certain point and still keep true to the fresh model, because they come in whole bean, they come in those types of models.
Yeah, absolutely. We're actually looking at one of those. So I don't know if you've had that. There's a company called Craft Coffee, which is a subscription box that they'll send out 3 different coffees from different roasters around the nation. It's really cool. We got approached by them to be featured in their box. But for doing our own, we are looking at that right now. We were even looking at this delivery in this local area when we first started. We did that. And it was surprising because we actually got customers signing up for it. We're like, we didn't think about the dollars and cents here, so we're paying a lot of money to just deliver a few bags of coffee. And so that was a little hard. So we are reapproaching that now, though, as far as doing a delivery package. I guess when we first started, I pictured these kind of milk crates on people's doorsteps that you left open when you wanted coffee to close when you didn't. And it didn't necessarily work out like that. But We are reworking that right now, and as well as doing a subscription for, hey, I want to get a pour-over every day of the month. How do I pay for that up front and get it cheaper? That's great. So yes, sir. And I do want to grow the wholesale side more. So one of the reasons that I like speaking up here is because a lot of you guys are connected in different ways. So if you're in an office, we deliver to a few offices downtown who have a lot of coffee people. We do a few restaurants that we deliver there. And so if you guys are interested at your offices, things like that, let us know. We love doing that. Yes, sir.
You are kind of dug into the world of like expos and trade shows. I know there's like an association for everything these days. So I don't know if you kind of started doing that to, do vendor stuff and.
Yeah, we haven't played around too much. They do have trade shows. They do have barista competitions, Roasters Guild, things like that. It's been really cool because the world of craft coffee itself is so small that we've been pretty well connected now. We've been open here for a few months, and some of the other roasters are tasting what we're doing. We're having our coffee featured at a cafe up in Chicago right now, which is really cool. They're one of the best coffee shops in America. 2 years ago, I think they got named. So that is really cool. But as far as the trade shows, I think we're focused on Orlando right now. I feel like our vision isn't yet done here, and we've got a lot of work to do here. Before we start approaching the national scale, we will do these craft coffee boxes, and we will do those things that get us recognized on a national level. But right now, I feel like we've got so much work ahead of us here in Orlando for, getting more people that stand behind us, getting a few more restaurants, things like that, where we can. I was up in New York training, and one of the things I noticed is that the nice restaurants always have nice coffee go with it, and oftentimes they even have a coffee menu similar to a wine or beer menu you see now. And I haven't seen that vision really take hold here in Orlando yet, and I really want it to. So that's my next goal. Yes, sir.
How do you find and vet I forget the term, like the micro growers of coffee?
So yeah, we work with a coffee importer who always has boots on the ground, always. And so right now, like I'm looking at the next season and saying, hey, what coffees do we have out there? What coffees, they'll go around and they're cupping coffees and they'll send us samples. So basically by cupping the samples of green coffee, we'll get those green coffees in, we'll roast them up and cup those, and if we find a really good coffee, we'll say, hold that, ship it out to us, we'll pay for that one direct. So yeah, through using an importer, just because it's hard when you have, we're not a huge company, we're not Starbucks where we can ship containerfuls of coffee, and oftentimes those micro lots might only be 20 bags of coffee, 70 kilo bags, so 150 pounds. But yeah, we work through an importer. Yes, ma'am.
I love that you're a coffee purist. I personally think that's the way it should be.
Thank you.
But, so first, just a curiosity, what's your favorite? And second, you mentioned that there's a lot of waste in, testing and roasting, not just coming to where it needs to be. What do you do with all that waste?
So the waste we work with a local farmer, and I gave them the compost. I thought about saying, hey, we'll just do cheap bags and things like that, but we really devalue the product of what we do sell by offering those substandard bags of coffee for cheap. So I just didn't want to do it, and my thoughts were if I wasn't going to drink it myself, and I didn't want anybody to drink it, just because I roast coffee and only want to serve coffee that I can really stand behind and say, try this, and be excited for what you're about to taste. So I didn't really want to put it out to anybody. And then, sorry, what was the other question?
Your favorite.
My favorite, oh yeah. My favorite coffee that we're currently roasting or that I've ever tasted?
Both.
My favorite coffee we're currently roasting is a Rwanda Lake Kivu Naimuza. It's called. You can just go up there and ask for Rwanda though. Rwanda, it's a washed coffee, and it's got like a 30-hour processing on it of that soaking in the tanks. It's really light, and as it cools, it becomes really floral and soft. It's beautiful coffee. And that's one of my favorite cups that I've had too. Yes, sir.
I'm not a coffee drinker, so my question is, working with restaurants, is there a special process that they have to go through, or is it just like making their own coffee?
Yeah, this has been a really, that was a good question. Did everybody hear that? Basically, is there a qualification program that we have for the restaurants that we sell to? And then as far as keeping them qualified to sell our coffee? Yes, and we were. It's been hard because when we first started, I said, look, you have to do pour-over. No restaurant's going to have time to be sitting back there doing pour-over. So we've had to go back to that and say, okay, how's another way we can do it? So we've said French presses right now. I don't do espresso at coffee or at restaurants because typically it's automated and it's not getting what I want out of it. We're in the process right now of pulling our coffee from a couple restaurants that weren't doing very good with it. I won't say which restaurants those are. But yeah, it's been very hard to maintain our level of quality that we approach it with when we're in somebody else's restaurant. You know, the guy who sells them chicken doesn't come in and say, all right, you need to cook this chicken to here and stick a thermometer in at this point. And so it's hard trying to do that with coffee, but we are doing it. And the hard thing is finding the restaurants that are willing to let us do that.
I'm going to take the last question. Sorry, guys. But he's here and he's downstairs as well, so there's plenty of opportunities to continue. Garrett, I have one question for you. About 6 months ago, you came and already presented once an outline of 1 million cups. And you told us a little bit about your journey and some of your hopes and aspirations. And at that time, this location downstairs had not opened. So can you give us just a little bit of what was then, what is now, and then lead us through the next 6 months here?
Yes, sir. Yeah, so over the past 6 months, we opened here. October 25th was the grand opening here. Our business has totally changed. We had outgrown farmers markets. We weren't ready to take on our own storefront. So John Wright talked to us, and we really found a cool way to open here. And like I said, I didn't even think we'd sell cups of coffee, just bags of coffee downstairs here. And we said, well, if we're going to be sampling coffee all day, why don't we sell the cups of coffee? So it's been cool to watch our sales gradually grow because every customer that tries our coffee and is open to it always comes back. So I've watched our sales even from opening weekend climb, which has been really cool to see people in the community get behind us and stand with us. Our wholesale has grown tremendously since we opened. We didn't have any wholesale at that point. And now, because of this showroom, as I call it, we've had a lot of restaurant owners come in and taste it, love it, take back to the restaurant. Over the next 6 months, what I'd like to do is grow the number of restaurants that are aware of what coffee has to offer and can actually provide that same thing. Because when I go out to pay for $70, $80 plate of food, I want to get something that's good at the end of it with my dessert, you know. And right now, I'm not being offered that over 99% of restaurants. Yeah, that's one thing I'd like to see. I'd like to see Orlando as a community understand what all there is to offer in coffee and come out with the same approach as you come here. Grocery store aisles, you couldn't walk down 10 years ago and find more than 5 breweries, whereas now you walk down every grocery store aisle and those microbrews are the ones that are selling and making those grocery store money, which is pretty interesting to see the number of microbreweries that are popping up. I would like to see Orlando really come at coffee with that same approach. And yeah, so I think just broaden our reach right now is what we're looking to do, is get in a few more restaurants and also have standalone brick and mortar at Orlando.
So your ask from us would be introduction to restaurants?
Our ask from you guys would be to, if you're at a place where you feel like you wanted a cup of coffee, got a cup of coffee, and maybe it wasn't great, constructively say, hey, man, this would be cool if I had a good cup of coffee at the end of this. Don't throw it back or anything like that. But if you try our coffee downstairs and really like it and want that experience at restaurants, let them know. Or if you have it and your offices are brewing up Folgers right now, it might be a good time to get some coffee from us. We love that. So yeah, our ask from you guys would be share with other people what you maybe like or dislike about other coffee companies, and try a cup of our coffee. We are doing $1 off for you guys today, so it'll be like $2.50 for a cup of coffee. You guys want to drop by.
Thank you very much. So 2 quick announcements, just to tell you, we are having a friendly competition, if that is ever the right word, against all the other chapters of 1 Million Cups. So the game is to gain the largest number of followers on Twitter or likes on Facebook. So please go like our Facebook page, follow us on Twitter. If you don't, I'm going to have to go to Fiverr and buy some followers. So please go ahead and help us with that. The other thing I want to, by the way, show of hand, who is here at East End for the first time? Who's, okay, that's wonderful, thank you. So this is a food co-working space, for lack of a better term. And so please stay, walk downstairs, take a look at all the various venues and avenues to try organic beef, organic chicken, great microbreweries, food food, coffee, obviously breads, and a lot of different things. And in the back, John, raise your hand, please. Right, yeah, with the laptop. John is the proprietor. Thanks to him, we're if you've ever wanted to try Grandma's recipe and see if the rest of the world wants to buy it and make a go of it, or you have your own recipe or whatever it may be, John will talk to you about just go and talk to him about your interest, and he'll share with you some of the new programs that's coming up through East End Market and helping foodpreneurs, get it, right? Foodpreneurs go ahead and grow their business and leverage their passion into something that is good for you and good for your wallet as well. Again, thank you so much. This is for you and by you. So without you, we couldn't have this. Share the love. Tell your friends to come and join us, and look forward to seeing you guys next week.